that intro.
What is up, everybody? Joe Carlton here. Welcome to Aces Up podcast, episode number 20. We have an all TSA crew tonight. We have JCMoneyDesign, and we have Bear Fan Pete. He does exist. He's right there. How you doing, Pete?
Doing great. Had a beautiful Monday night. As you guys know, that guy back there, helped win that game. Woo.
Nice.
Thanks.
Love it. So as we all know, we're at the midpoint of fantasy football season. We're about to enter week 7. There's a shitload more injuries to wreak havoc on our fantasy teams this year. We're gonna go division by division, and we're just gonna talk about teams, situations where they're at, their record, how they're trending. We're gonna get into some players, talk about some players, how we feel about them in fantasy football going forward, who we're in on, who we're out on, who's having a good year, who was a good value in drafts. We're just gonna do a quick summary of all that, give you some info and just talk some football. So why don't we start with the AFC East? Patriots and Bills sitting atop of the division 4-2. Patriots currently have the head-to-head tiebreaker. Miami Dolphins and New York Jets are just lost. Dolphins are 1-5. Jets are 0-6.
Capri coaches, man. They got the Capri coaches, and I think they're like 1-11 in the Capris. So I don't know if that's all right. No, man. Drake May, man. Drake May is legit. He's probably the next big quarterback to come out. He's gonna be somebody that we're gonna be, Mahomes, the guy that you're like, oh, this is the next kind of player that could come out and win a Super Bowl, because he does look like that kind of contender, man. And for somebody in a league, I'm in a 10-man league, and I had Burrow. I took him early. I was very high on Burrow, and he ends up going down. And I think, I drafted Burrow high, right? And right, third round probably. Took him. This is also a keeper league, so mind you, a lot of the good players are already gone. So Burrow falling to the third is actually, I would feel like, pretty good. But him going down, and me getting Drake May, and now Drake May putting up like 28 points a week, that's Burrow-esque for me. And to be able to find that and kind of save my I'm 0-5 in that, and I ended up getting a big win this week. Actually scored the highest week. Scored the highest team this week, which was crazy, getting my first win that week. And Drake May with 28 points definitely helped me. He's fun to watch, man. His decision making is getting very, very in tune. He can find players open or get rid of the ball. It's been nice to see him develop, because like last year it was like you would see these little spouts here and there where he'd have a game or have a drive that was really nice, but this year, man, he's just developed into something special. I think, we're going to see him be like that, or like a Josh Allen, not with the running stuff, but, being able to drive the team down the field and score. It's nice to see Drake May, become what, we all kind of thought he could be. It's almost like he's in the same kind of offense, right? We did the who is really the number one receiver, who is really, the number one running back. It's the same thing kind of with Brady, right? He kind of had just a little bit of who's open. I'm going to give you whoever's open. He had a couple players here and there that were the guys, but it's kind of, the Patriots were never known for having top wide receivers, right? They just, every once in a while, somebody will come in like a Moss or an Edelman or somebody, random that's just like there to, or like, a Gordon, like somebody pops into, but, who is really there, like Douglas or Hootie, or, it's not who are these guys? Like, they're just kind of just flash guys.
They spread the ball around. Their offense isn't. They don't have like Diggs has had his games where he did dominate the targets, but for the most part, they're looking to spread the ball around. Everybody has a role. Demario Douglas finally had a big game this past.
Yeah, I think that they're the contenders. I think they could end up taking over this division.
Yeah, and he's doing it. He's doing it without a legit running game, and that's really amazing to see a quarterback be able to do that. I mean, they were still under 100 yards rushing. I mean, you gotta love that. I mean, especially in fantasy, you gotta love that for your quarterback to just that. Hey, they're just going to continue to throw the ball down the field and big time points.
Yep, and honestly, I don't know what they're waiting for to give Trevion more run, because I mean, week in and week out, we see if you take away the touchdowns, Ramondre is like running straight into the line. His yards per carry isn't all that impressive.
Well, Ramondre, you got to remember, dude, he's just gonna run hard. Potentially has fumbles, and they're still gonna stick him in there. They trust him to at least get it in the end zone. Trevion's gonna be that pop-off guy. He's gonna have games here and there, and I mean, Trevion is extremely talented. I just think he needs time to develop in the NFL, and it's gonna come. His time's gonna come. But Ramondre is still reliable enough to that team where he's gonna run hard and get in the end zone. Just how many times fumble the ball? That's about it.
And let's talk a little bit about the Buffalo Bills. Their defense, so their Russian defense is a problem. Like last night, we saw Bijan break one off. They're not finishing their tackles. I feel like the Patriots gave like a little bit of a blueprint on how to contain and disrupt Josh Allen. I don't want to say stop Josh Allen, because I don't know if he can necessarily be stopped, but to disrupt him enough to have him make mistakes. He was making him get off target. I seen it. He had a couple of balls in the dirt. He's overthrowing guys. When you get a little bit of pressure on him and you keep him contained in the middle, and you take away James Cook. If you can find a way, defenses can find a way to take away James Cook. It makes their offense sputter a little bit, but their defense is definitely a problem. I don't think that it's going to be, that's, if you can't stop the run, that means Josh Allen's on the sideline longer than you want, and your offense isn't getting into a rhythm. So honestly, I think Buffalo has a problem. I was kind of down on them this year. I thought every year, I feel like I say this every year, and every year I'm wrong, but I feel like they can miss the playoffs. Like it's not out of the range of outcomes.
I don't think it's there yet. They're having some issues. They went on the road. They played a really good team in Atlanta. I mean, he threw 2 interceptions. You don't want to see that from Josh Allen. But it's still early. He's going to have those games, but I guarantee you that Josh Allen's going to bounce right back, and he's going to put up big points. What they've been doing is the same thing they've been doing every year. The whole system with the running backs, receivers, everything, the same thing. It's been consistent. So I expect them to have a really big bounce back.
I was just gonna say, I mean, Atlanta's, I think they've kind of found themselves too a little bit. So they went into a tough situation, man. Atlanta's definitely, their defense has found themselves. Josh Allen, man, he's MVP caliber. He's already in that kind of, he had one little bad game here. I think he's fine. I don't think anybody has to worry about that. They had a couple of ones came back. Honestly, that one on Diggs that came back, they called it was like a 40 or 50 yard, catch and run. And I don't even think it was a catch and run. I think it was just that far of a throw. Because they called a push off offensive pass interference. And if you actually go back and watch it, he put his hand on the defender's shoulder there was actually no push off. There should have been. They called something later that was like even crazier, and they didn't call it. They said they picked the flag up for it. So there are some plays that came back that could have altered that game a little bit. I think Josh is fine. I think this team is fine. You're gonna have hiccups. It is the Bills. You know, we got to remember that, right? They are cursed, just like the Vikings. So, Herschel Walker trade, cursed forever. So there is, like I said, Bills are fine. They're gonna play well. Josh Allen probably ends up winning MVP this year.
They do have a well-timed bye week this week, and then they go to Carolina, then they get KC, then they're at Miami, and then they have Tampa Bay. So, I mean, they do have two out of the next 4 games should be surefire wins.
Man, if Drake May figures out a way to keep getting wins, he might end up winning MVP. Man, this week he looked good.
Coaching matters. Coaching matters. He has a good coach.
He looked really good.
The offensive line has improved this year too. It's much better than what they had.
Decision making, dude. He's the decision making from May. It's just, if you go back and watch him, he doesn't just like last year. He would go to like the first read every time, and it's like that's why he was getting messed up and not playing as much. And even in the first year, and we got to look at that same thing with Josh Allen, right? Josh Allen was development with his arm, right? He couldn't throw it correctly. He could throw it downfield far as hell, but he couldn't. The way he threw the ball was weird, and it took 3 years for him to redevelop his throwing style. And now look at what he is. And I think the same thing is with May. I think it's confidence in your offense, confidence with people around you, listening to your coach. And I think he's developing. And if you look at him over these 3 years, right? You know, his first year, he just got a couple games in, and then last year a little bit. And then this year, like he looks really good. He looks like he's actually developed into something he needs to be and what he was drafted to be. And I think he next year, man, he could be somebody who's drafted as a top 5, top 4 quarterback. He looks really good.
1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And I believe Josh Allen, 1,200, 1,300, 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. You got to like those numbers.
Josh Allen is the QB2 and Drake May is the QB5 in fantasy right now. So both having a hell of a season.
I want to where was Josh Allen drafted versus Drake May? You know, that's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Drake May was in some of the high stakes leagues I play in. He was going in like round 12. Round 11, round 12. Sometimes he fell even further. Caleb Williams was another one. I got him in round 16 in a couple of drafts. But I want to jump over to the Breece Hall.
That's it. You can't say nothing else about the Jets. Just Breece Hall.
well, he's
Wilson, dude. You can't be mad at him. He didn't get opportunities.
Garrett Wilson's going to miss a couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah, that sucks.
But Breece Hall, he's been the taught that there's rumors about him being moved. I know teams have been inquiring. What kills me is he went this past game without a target. Like, in my opinion, like the offensive coordinator and the head coach, like that's a fireable offense. Breece Hall is just 2 years ago he had over 60 receptions. 70, I think he had like, was it 71? I think it might have been 71. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're not utilizing him the way they should be. No. They should be making him the focal point of the offense. But now with Garrett Wilson out for a couple of weeks, man, they may as well trade him. If you guys have any thoughts on what teams might be looking to attain a Breece Hall?
I mean, I'm trying to think of teams that really need him. Like we could say the Chargers, but Vidal just had a fucking huge game. You know, you could say
Kansas City Chiefs.
No, I don't think so, man. I think that they have.
I don't think so either. That's the big rumor going around.
I don't think that's stupid. I mean, Pacheco's not great, but he does enough. Kareem Hunt's not great, but he can score touchdowns, and Brashard Smith isn't great, but he does a lot of random ass shit. Like they use all three of them enough to like move the pile, move the sticks. Like
I could see the Cowboys making that move.
They almost have to. I mean, Williams was great a couple games, but they
Cowboys
are losing.
They're 2-3-1. So if they want any shot to stay in this, they need to do something.
Right here, I agree with Mel here, 100%. I think Aaron Glenn just didn't trust Justin Fields to throw the ball against Denver, and it clearly showed. It was the ugliest football game I ever watched, I think.
So if
that was some pitiful football, man. Did you watch that game?
If you watch that game, it was just like, for me, it was like watching the Bears game when he was with the Bears. He's just not processing the ball and he's not throwing it. He's just this way, that way. It's like he's not seeing any of his reads.
That's a coaching issue. That they're not taking time with him. They're just like, all right, dude, you're gonna throw the ball, but if you can't, just run.
Perhaps three coaches.
Perhaps a personnel issue too, because Garrett Wilson, Mason Taylor as your top two pass catchers, that's not enough weapons for a guy like Justin Fields. You know what I mean?
But you have all these running backs who can catch too. You know, like Braylon Allen can catch. Like these guys, all these guys can play. Like why aren't they using all these? Like if you don't have receivers, put Breece Hall out there as a receiver and put Braylon Allen in the back because he's a bigger guy.
Maybe the Jets are tanking.
Who else do they got?
Braylon Allen's done for the year, though.
Oh, who's the other guy that they have in the backfield?
This is what I'm saying. Why, if Braylon Allen isn't going to be part of the running back room, why isn't Breece Hall being used the way he should be being used? Isaiah Davis. They have Isaiah Davis.
Dude. Yeah,
I know.
I mean, they have guys that can catch the ball.
It was. I mean, if it was like both of those teams were playing to not lose instead of trying to win. But it was ugly.
I don't know. That last set was terrible. Yeah, thank you, Gina.
Anybody got any thoughts on the Miami Dolphins before we move on to the next division?
I think they need to move on from McDaniel.
When you're the team,
the water boy
is against your coach and they're already starting to clash. Yeah. There's a breakup.
Dude, you've already lost your best wide receiver. Tua is terrible. The only thing you have really going on for you is Achane and Ollie Gordon, and Ollie Gordon's not even really getting used the way properly he should be being used. Yeah, I just don't know what's going on with that team. I think that they've lost confidence in the locker room, and it's just, I mean. If you heard Tua with his little talk that he had with the media when he's literally calling out the head coach and the higher ups to where players aren't showing up to meetings and all this stuff, and that's not good. You literally lost, like literally it's just a frat house now where people are just in and out just doing what the fuck they want and then showing up to the game.
Yep.
I will say for fantasy football they do have one bright spot, and that's Jalen Waddle. If I'm going to make you guys guess, I have it in front of me. Where do you think Waddle is ranked right now? And
I'm going to say it's crazy. I couldn't guess because of how bad he's been in the past.
In PPR fantasy points this year, wide receiver. Which wide receiver rank do you think he is?
If I was to guess, I would say 28. It's probably wrong.
It's way wrong. Pete?
I said 7.
12. Oh, I didn't hear that. He's wide receiver 12 at 86.4 PPR points.
Well, I mean, how long has Hill been out now? 2 weeks?
Yeah, he's benefited from that. Looking at his last couple games, he's gone.
See, Gina said 21, so like she said, it's like you just think that because of how like he's been playing the last couple of years. Remember when he came out, everyone was just so high on him.
He had a monster rookie year, to be fair. I mean,
it's just the injuries, man. He couldn't stay healthy. I don't know.
Nice. So
this team is decimated. It sucks. Like, what do you like? I feel bad for H. I feel bad for a lot of these players. Like, what do you do?
Since Tyreek has missed time, Jalen Waddle's had 17 targets over the last 2 weeks, 12 catches for 205 yards and a touchdown. over the last two games. Yeah.
Yep.
He's given us a 23 and a 15.9. And he was also going in the 6th round, sometimes in the 7th round, depending on drafts.
You guys have a Waller too.
You could bring up Waller.
Well, when did he start? What week did he start? Was it week 2 or 3? Week 3? Because he's already got 4 touchdowns. It's week 6.
Darren Waller has played, let's see, he's got week 4, week 5, and week 6.
So he has 4 touchdowns over 3 games.
He's got a touchdown in every game. 2 in the first game, 1 against Carolina.
That's pretty good.
He does only have he's got 12 targets over the 3 weeks, 10 catches for
12 targets, 4 touchdowns,
117 yards.
Dude, you should be betting on a touchdown for him every week.
And watch them trade him.
I don't even think they will. I think he'll get stuck there.
He's pretty much he's not getting the targets that Jonnu got, but he is
producing.
He's getting in the end zone. He's definitely getting in the end zone. All right. So
I mean, it's crazy this year too. Is I don't think they're going to trade Wallers because the amount of teams who've had productive tight ends this year is top. It's crazy. Like this is the year to not draft the tight end high, just because everybody low has been very productive. AJ Barner, he's a top 5 tight end.
Somebody was going to pick up the slack and say, "I don't."
Ferguson, dude, where was people drafting Ferguson at, dude? He's the number 1 tight end. He's probably like tight end 12 or 13 drafted, 14 maybe.
All right, gonna bounce to the AFC North. Everybody in this division is on a losing streak with the exception of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're 4-1. The Bengals are 2-4 on a 4-game losing streak. Baltimore's 1-5 on a 4-game losing streak, and the Browns are 1-5 as well on a 3-game losing streak. Joe Burrow's gone for the year. Obviously, that affects the Bengals.
Flacco looked good though.
Yeah, did you hear the rumors today that before they went out and traded for Flacco, they were entertaining Derek Carr? Did you guys hear that?
Wow.
Yeah.
That might have been a bad move.
You might as well stick with Browning.
Nice. So, but the one fantasy football point I'm going to throw out there this year is the disappointment in Chase Brown. 2nd round pick, definitely a 2nd round bust.
It's not really his fault though.
No, it's not. I mean, he's getting the receptions, but the receptions are only providing his floor. He's not. That offensive line is so bad. His yards per carry is nowhere near 4. And he's just, I feel like 15 points is his ceiling and like 8 points is his floor, and you're not getting anything other than that. That's not what you want out of a 2nd round pick. That's for sure. Joe Flacco, though, I think he does give some life to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Yep, I agree on that.
Pete, why don't you give us a thought on one of these teams?
What are we doing? The North?
From AFC North, from a fantasy.
Right. Well,
give me a guy.
I don't even got to look to tell you how bad the Ravens are playing, and I mean, I don't know what is going on there. I mean, Lamar comes back this week, right? So we'll see what happens there, but I don't think that from a 1-5 start, it's not going to look very good. This team has a lot of issues. For fantasy wise, I mean, unless you got the Ravens defense, that's where your fantasy is going to be at. Right now that's it.
So let's talk about the Steelers, man. Top of the AFC North.
Aaron, right? So
Rodgers been playing well. I mean, you can't hate on Tomlin, dude. Tomlin's he's a winning coach. He just doesn't lose.
He is absolutely a winning coach. We've seen Caleb Johnson get involved finally this past week.
Metcalf's been playing very well.
And Connor Hayward. Did you see the size of that man? That dude is he catches the ball like he's a wide receiver and just rumbles down the field. I mean, hey. I love it, man. That's awesome.
You got to remember, Aaron Rodgers kind of gets a little bit of everybody involved. If you ever watch any Packers game, you're like, who is that? Who just caught the ball? Like, oh, what? Okay.
Arthur Smith likes to get everybody involved too, including linemen and people in the stands and
people in the stands.
And they're winning because they spent all that money on the defense, and I mean it's just Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf getting all the offensive money, and they're doing really well.
Mel, I want to touch on this real quick. Lamar said Lamar's coming back. I thought it was just 1 week. Yeah, Lamar is being butthurt. He's not freaking hurt. If you watch that, he left that game because he was upset that they were losing. This is a Lamar Jackson tactic. He's done it before. So when Lamar gets upset and he doesn't want to play with the team, he likes to go off and be injured. So, yes, he will be coming back. But, yeah, the team looks terrible without him.
Yeah, Baltimore also have a well-timed bye week this week. Baltimore and Buffalo are the teams on the bye. Good call, Professor. I mean, it was nice to see Derrick Henry have a good game after a couple of bad games in a row. This past week, he had 122 rushing yards, and he did it against a tough run defense too.
He's sick of Lamar's attitude. He's like,
he probably wants out. Yeah, he wants out.
Maybe they're taking a little page from the San Antonio Spurs. You remember that year David Robinson was out, and then they got the number 1 pick and took Tim Duncan, and then the next year they had David Robinson and Tim Duncan.
Okay. Here is how I know that Lamar is not hurt. He was literally here at last night's game in Minnesota at the Timberwolves game. He walked out at the Timberwolves game.
Well, hamstring injury.
He made a post that he's like, "Hey, I'm out here with Anthony Edwards." Here's my thought: if things don't pop off with JJ McCarthy, you may see Lamar Jackson in Minnesota. Nobody likes it.
I don't know.
I don't know if Justin Jefferson.
Minnesota's missing Minnesota's missing a rushing quarterback.
That's wishful thinking.
I don't know why the hell is he here in Minnesota, bro? Why is he here? He's upset with the Ravens. He likes wearing purple. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't know, but he was here last night at the game, so it's interesting.
Stop connecting dots.
I just, dude, you would just be upset. You would be upset as a Bear fan that all of a sudden Lamar's in the division and you got to deal with that.
Cleveland Browns. I guess the only bright spot is Quinshon Judkins, even though he
not the last game.
He did have a down game. I think I don't know what happened there.
But you know what?
They were playing the Steelers, right? The Steelers got a good run defense.
They're strong, man.
Dylan Gabriel played well. I mean, he did what he could.
I like Dylan Gabriel, man. All Oregon Ducks, man. There's something about them. They have a lot of drive. Marcus Mariota, Oregon Duck. Justin Herbert, Oregon Duck.
Nix,
Oregon Duck. And I'm going to tell you right now, those two quarterbacks in their rookie years had explosive years as quarterbacks. And now you got Dylan Gabriel getting an opportunity. He looks good.
He looks pretty good. Now, with that being said,
Lamar.
with that being said, do you guys think we see Shedeur Sanders at all this year? Without would it take a Dylan Gabriel injury? Obviously, right?
That's what I was gonna say. If there's an injury, then we'll see him. And if he plays lights out, I mean, the Browns are going to have a problem. They're going to have a. I still don't understand why you drafted 2 quarterbacks that close in the draft, and you just created a problem for yourself for a franchise that's just been in complete turmoil
with the quarterback.
Yeah.
And as far as fantasy football goes, I will say that I do think Jerry Jeudy provides a good floor rest of the season. He is number 1 at the position for routes run, and he is inside the top 10 for first read targets. So the opportunity is there. Results haven't been there. I think that had a lot to do with Flacco. I think having some better, more consistent quarterback play with Gabriel and having Quinshon Judkins there every week, as he wasn't there at the beginning of the year, so that probably could have affected his production as well. But I wouldn't necessarily be down on Judy. I think he provides flex, wide receiver 3 flex value with a decent floor going forward. Gina with the comment. I mean, the opportunity's there, Gina. I was surprised. Somebody asked me. I
think her daughter commented that.
So I think it was Rachel Tootsie Pop asked me to start a sit question involving Judy, and I looked into Jerry Judy's metrics, and I was shocked to see that he led the NFL in routes run and is inside the top 10 for first read targets. Like his results, his production should be. That's like a startable fantasy asset right there. But we
saw it last year. That's the reason, because everybody saw it last year at the end of the year when he was getting a lot of opportunities and hit the amount of routes he was running in.
So I think that better days are probably ahead for him.
I love Gabriel, so I hope to see this kid develop and they do something with him because he's very talented. He's just really small.
All right, let's move on to the AFC South. We have the Indianapolis Colts atop the division, 5-1. Jacksonville Jaguars, 4-2. Houston Texans, 2-3. They got off to a slow start, but they started playing better. They were on bye this week, but they are on a 2-game winning streak after starting 0-3. And we got the Tennessee Titans, who, to no surprise, are in the cellar, 1-5. They just fired their coach. They have rookie quarterback Cam Ward, who's actually, in my opinion, just by the eye test, steadily looking better every single week. I'm thinking that the coach firing is going to put a little spark in the offense. I think you see them play with a little spark in them this upcoming week. Not saying they're going to win the game or look, suddenly turn things around, but I think it's going to give the offense a spark.
Yeah, go ahead, Pete. Good.
For Cam Ward, the production is just not there. You 1,100 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 24 QBR.
Yeah,
that's tough. And if you got any of the players on the Titans, like any of the receivers, tight end, it's just bad, all bad. And I think this firing is just like going to be a big blow up for the rest of the season. And, you just want to put Cam Ward out there and let him play as much as he can. But, we're going into week 7, 3 touchdowns. That's really bad.
I think they still need help at that wide receiver room. Calvin Ridley's I don't know. I think that 1 year that we saw him in for the Falcons, I think we're still holding on to that. And we're just hoping for that to come back, and it just isn't. Ayo Manor, he's somebody that I still like, and I'm still willing to just throw out there week to week if I can, if I need him to play as a deeper flex. But yeah, this team it's rough, man. I don't know what's going on with Spears too.
Amana. Let's look at it. Yeah, he's only got 2 games. He's only given us 2 games in double-digit PPR fantasy points. The last 3 weeks, he's gone without a touchdown. He's touchdown dependent, basically. He's getting 5+ targets per game. He's at 34 targets through 6 weeks. He's got 5, 7, 11, 15, 17 receptions, but the only time he's gone over 10 points is in games where he's had a touchdown. And he's
do they announced a new head coach yet, or do we just got a interim?
It's interim. Well, I from what I understand, they're going to stick with interim.
The rest of the year, or just temporarily?
It's probably going to be temporarily, but I'm pretty sure.
I
don't like going into those things that you see on Twitter about those rumor mills. But I guess the top coordinator jobs right now head coaching jobs, the coordinators is going to be Matt Nagy and Arthur Smith. And Arthur Smith.
Calvin Ridley actually left this past week's game with a hamstring injury, so that's probably something to monitor. He's got the Patriots upcoming. So I mean, if he's not able to go, then I'd say Amana gets a little bit of a boost. But I mean, like you said, Pete, the offense is an absolute disaster right now as far as production goes. I don't know if we can trust any piece in a fantasy football lineup.
No, you just can't.
Right.
That's rough, man.
Indianapolis Colts.
Man, this defense has been. Whew.
Just give them the Super Bowl trophy already. I mean,
they look good. It's a good team.
I wouldn't go that far, Pete.
I mean, man, Danny Dimes is just, man.
He's been good enough, man. He's been. I'm gonna tell you. Here's my thoughts on him, man. He went through the Kevin O'Connell system. Him and Josh McCown, dude, two quarterbacks that can kind of develop these young players that kind of don't have a home, you know. Sam Darnold came through this system and played very well, right? He was nothing. He was with the Jets and looked like absolute trash. Gets another opportunity with a team with, you know, we could talk about Josh McCown, right? Josh McCown, who were two players also that played with Josh McCown on the Panthers, Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. It's just, I think that a player like that coming through a system where you have quarterbacks, coaches coaches that have played the quarterback position that can train. You know, Kevin O'Connell played behind Tom Brady with the Patriots, and you know, Josh McCown has kind of played all over the league. So it's nice to have those coaches, you know, kind of developing you. And you know, I thought it would have been a smart idea for the Vikings to keep Daniel Jones, because they have already had started developing him, and he already knew the system. Like, I don't understand why they let him go for like what the cost was to keep him. Like, we brought in Wentz. You know, Wentz to me is not great. So Daniel Jones has been in. He's come about, right. He looks great on this offense, and I wouldn't say, like, imagine him with Minnesota and the players that are there to throw to. Like, he has good players. Yes, Pittman, Downs has kind of had a down year.
He had a good game this past weekend, though.
Tyler Warren. Oh,
yeah, he's been an absolute beast. You know, having Taylor in the backfield, but it's Daniel Jones has come to life in this offense. But Tyler Warren, man. I'll tell you, and Scott Fish, I drafted Tyler Warren over Downs, and it was funny because I had someone come up to me and be like, I was going to take down, so I'm glad you took Tyler Warren, and it's very well worked out for me.
Of course, Josh Downs only plays 50 to 60% of the snaps every week. Even this past week where he had a big game, his snap share was the same as it was before. So it's not something that you should get used to. It's going to be inconsistent with him week to week. Tyler Warren, it's funny. He's my most owned high-stakes tight end. All other leagues I play in, I couldn't get him. Scott Fish, I couldn't get him. The TSA league, I couldn't get. Like, all these other leagues that I play in, I didn't get a chance to get him. I don't know why. You know, he was going in round 9, round 10 in the high stakes leagues, and then in like normal leagues, he was getting pushed up. So, one thing I noticed about his value. But he's been money all year, man. He's a top 5 tight end going forward for sure. Like, even in the future, quite possibly a top 3 dynasty tight end. Michael Pittman, wide receiver 18. So Daniel Jones is supporting a top 20 wide receiver. He's averaging 13.55 PPR points per game. Another pleasant surprise. Another one of those great mid-round wide receivers that have been great value to your fantasy football team this year. So, what team? Let's see. What team we haven't touched on yet? Jacksonville Jaguars. Travis Hunter, offensive weapon.
Weapon.
That hasn't come to fruition yet.
He's been all right, man. He had a couple of good catches. He had
he's
2 weeks ago. He had a big downfield catch that kept him in the game. It's like a 40-yard reception, and it was a very contested catch. And it was in double coverage. So yes, he has that there, but I think he's being used more on defense, and he plays extremely well on defense.
He does.
And I will tell you right now, it's nice to have him in formats if you do play IDP, because he gets points for both. And if you can put him in your cornerback slot or defensive back slot, it's nice if you can get 10 13 points every week and still start a wide receiver in the wide receiver slot. So it is nice to have that.
This could open up to more players wanting to do that, and then it's just going to make it really good for fantasy.
We got one coming out in Minnesota. The Gophers have one right now that he just had a pick six this last weekend. So he's a wide receiver and a corner. So yeah, it's going to start happening. We saw that with linebackers, where you saw cornerback linebacker hybrids with guys that were super fast, but they had could catch the ball, like a Troy Polamalu, right? A guy who could, he was fast enough to make these interceptions and play on the ball, but he could make a huge hard tackle, like a linebacker, and get in the backfield. So you're going to see these kind of weird hybrid players come out, and I think it's going to start to happen more and more. And I like to see it.
I got to talk about my guy, Travis Etienne. This is a guy I've been on him since February. I just, the whole situation smelt like 2022 Josh Jacobs. I don't believe in rookie hype unless it's a complete running back. Tootin is not a complete running back. He's more of a slasher, a gadget player. He sucks in pass protection. He actually had fumble issues in college as well. I was never a Tank Bigsby truther. Yeah, he probably would get goal line carries over Etienne if he was still in Jacksonville, but they ended up moving on from him. They traded him to Philadelphia. Etienne is currently the RB 14.
Yep.
He's given us 14.15 PPR fantasy points per game. He did have a down week last week, and that's going to be the last 2 weeks. Actually, he gave us under 10 points. A lot of his fantasy production is based on big plays. In the first 4 weeks, he had those big plays. He had those 50 plus. He had a couple of 50 plus yard carries. He had 2 touchdowns in the first 4 weeks. He is involved in the passing game. We would like to see him get more involved, but I mean, he got 5 targets in week 6 against Seattle, 4 against Kansas City. He's averaging about 3 to 4 targets per game. I'd like to see him get like 6 targets per game, 5 to 6. But this offense is still like a work in progress. They're still trying to figure out how to work how and when to work in Travis Hunter. De'Ami Brown started coming on, and then he missed a couple of games. And then Brian Thomas finally had a breakout performance this week.
You could see it coming last week.
Yeah, you could see that it was that they have been trying to figure out how to work him in. I think that he got games scripted out, a couple of them early on, where the Jacksonville Jaguars just Lamb Cohen's a very smart coach. He knows how to manage the time, the time of possession. And, he's coaching for wins. He's not coaching for fantasy points. And I think that you will see the offense gel, and all of these players will, I think they will provide more fantasy production as the season goes on, and the games mean a little bit more, and they start leaning, when teams start leaning on their more important pieces as the season goes on. So that's just something to note. Trevor Lawrence, again, he couple of drives he looks real good, and then a couple of drives you're like, what the hell is this guy doing? So he's he's inconsistent. He's bringing the inconsistent, but he's looked better over the last couple of weeks. I will say that.
That's what happens, man, when you have 4 or 5 coaches he goes through, or 3 coaches or 4 coaches, and they all are shit coaches, and it just keeps destroying his ego. You imagine going from being a quarterback that wins all the time to losing all the time. That really kills your ego.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me to see 2 players who played in college together not have a very good connection in the NFL. ETN and Trevor Lawrence should be bonding like no other.
Nice. Houston Texans started off slow, 0-3. CJ Stroud. He looked pretty bad the first couple of weeks. I think he's gotten a little bit better. Nico Collins is obviously the constant in this offense. Not somebody you're looking to bench or trade or anything like that. He's still a wide receiver one, in my opinion. The running backs, Nick Chubb and Woody Mox. So Woody Mox had that breakout game, and then he disappeared the following week. So my thoughts on this, I talked about it before on previous shows. I think that running back situation is going to be game script dependent and also game plan dependent. So Baltimore's interior line, they had the what's the guy's name that got injured? I can't pronounce his last name. He's got it's like Ugbenwale or something. I forget what the hell his last name is.
Umbawale?
I forget. He's an interior lineman. He went down for their injuries. Both of their interior linemen got hurt, so their rush defense is awful. And I think that's why Nick Chubb got more run than Woody Mox. I feel like Woody Mox is going to be the guy when they're playing from behind or in close games, and they need him out there for the 2-minute drill, hurry up offense, third down roll. How much what?
I was gonna say, how is Mixon there next year? Is his contract up?
I don't think so. I think he might have another year. I can look into that. You want to?
I was gonna say, is this a spot we could see Breece Hall going?
I don't know. I don't think so, but
I don't know, man.
Let me look.
That'll be a nice mix there.
Breece Hall that might build confidence with CJ's. Stroud's confidence went downhill when he lost Tank Dell. We literally saw him lose his soul. When he saw Tank Dell's injury, he died on that field. It was crazy to watch him go down a hill after that happened.
Yeah, Mixon got 1 more year on his contract after this year.
Those last years don't count.
Well, it's 2 years.
If they decide to move on from him, it'll be a $10.5 million cap hit. So I don't see them cutting him. maybe a trade. I don't know. I don't see anybody trading for him either. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as much as it would be nice for Breece Hall to go there,
do a swap and just start building for next year.
That would be very New York Jets like. I will say that.
Now the Jets might be interested in Carr.
I'm actually. I heard. If Matt Stafford retires, the Rams might look into Derek Carr next year. So
I don't get the Derek Carr thing, man. He's such if you love vanilla ice cream, then be my guest.
Well, he's got ties to Devontae Adams, so
and I'm not talking about French vanilla ice cream. I'm talking about
makes sense. Yeah.
I'm talking about shitty store brand vanilla ice cream. That's Derek Carr.
Yeah, I know.
Value Mart vanilla ice cream. That's Derek Carr.
I was never a fan either. I don't see why they.
So to be clear, JC's had some problems with some vanilla ice cream.
No, I like vanilla ice cream, but I'm talking about the shitty Value Mart, the stuff that's guaranteed to be freezer burn. That's Derek Carr.
Nice. So who are the Titans? All right, we hit everybody there. Let's move on to the AFC West.
Oh,
we got
what ain't happening?
We got the ice cream way in the back.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one you forgot about. You're like, oh shit, I guess this is the one I'll eat tonight. Damn it, I'm gonna regret it, but
we got
I'll have it.
The Chargers and the Broncos tied for the top of the division with a 4-2 record. Broncos are on a 3-game winning streak. And we get the Chiefs at 3-3. They're about to get Rashee Rice back, and they looked really good the other night at home against the Lions. And then we get the Raiders in the cellar with the 2-4 record. Pete, I'll go to you first, man. Give us a thought on a team or a player or whatever you want to start with here.
We're going to start with the Broncos because, I mean, they got to win, but, I mean, this is against the Jets. I mean, they couldn't really move the ball. They weren't efficient at all.
And Dobbins didn't look great.
Yeah, Bo Nix, I mean, he get one touchdown, but he was 19 for 30. I mean, yeah, the rushing game was yeah, something's not right with that Broncos offense. I mean, you can win, and you'll get your fantasy points here and there, but you can get these wins. But I mean, it's not going to be good teams.
Tim Patrick set some good catches. Sutton's been playing very well.
Tim Patrick,
yeah.
Patrick's Cortland Sutton is the constant there.
No, this last week Patrick had a big catch. Big catch.
Yeah, but he's not on the Broncos anymore.
Well, who's the fucking guy that's there now? That's like that.
Pat Bryant. Pat Bryant is the rookie.
No.
Cortland Sutton, Troy Franklin, Evan Ingram.
Yeah, Troy Franklin, that's the kid. Another one, like he's just like Tim Patrick. It's the same player. Yeah, Troy Franklin. He had a big catch this last week, and I just think that they need to get these guys kind of involved. It's just Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, they spread the ball around. I think Evan Ingram
had an all right game.
He's finally looking healthy.
I mean, Bo Nix got a big arm. He could put the ball down the field.
I love Bo Nix, dude. I just think that Sean Payton, man, I'm telling you, man.
Sean Payton likes to piss down his own leg. That's the problem with the Broncos. I say it all the time. You like with that, like even at late in the fourth quarter, like 2 weeks ago. They did nothing against the Eagles, and then they had a big fourth quarter. And I feel like they did that on purpose, like the way it seemed. And maybe now I'm starting to think they didn't. But the way it seemed, like it was like they were just trying to keep it close until the end and then go for, get aggressive at the end. I thought they were going to do that again Sunday morning, and it looked like they were just trying to not lose. It was almost like they were like, the Jets aren't going to score any points. We don't have to get crazy with it. We'll just be careful with the football, and we'll squeak out a win. Like, to me, that's not winning football. They are on a 3-game winning streak. They got the red hot New York Giants this upcoming week. Jackson Dart looking good. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this could be a potential upset here? Do you think this will be Dot's first real test too?
We're not in the East yet, but you know what? Scatterboo. Scatterboo.
Are we looking at it? I think I might be taking the Giants here in the pick'em. So
I took the Giants on the pick'em against the Eagles.
Me too.
I wanted to, but I didn't. I don't think I did. Yeah.
We'll get to the Scatterboo stuff, but
yeah. But yeah, that's the Denver Broncos in a nutshell. I mean, RJ Harvey not getting much involved, much like Trevion Henderson. He's given way to the veteran. Dobbins, looks pretty good. I feel like when he is effective, they don't stick with him. He's only getting like 12 carries a game. I think they need to, if they're gonna not play Harvey, and I don't think they should be wasting their time with like McLaughlin and
no, Dobbins needs to be running the ball.
He needs 18. He needs 18.
It's always been with there's some of these players they need to get going. Same thing with Derrick Henry. He's not gonna get you 200 yards from running the ball, a couple times. He's gonna take him 3 or 4 runs, 5 or 6 runs. All of a sudden he warms up and boom, he gets a 60-yard run. Like that's you gotta get the engine churning. You gotta get all of a sudden it starts up. You gotta get that engine churning and running. So with big backs like that, Dobbins needs to be running, man. Just keep running him. He's gonna get loose. But I want to talk about the Raiders here a little bit. I think Pete Carroll is done. He needs to go. He is too old to coach football. You have a lot of talent there. Obviously, we see Bowers is out, but Myers has kind of stepped up. Obviously we see Mayer, I should say, Michael Mayer has stepped up. In that position. Genty has come alive. He wasn't explosive as he was the week before, but the Raiders are kind of lost, and I think it's because of their coaching. He's old, man. He needs to go. It's not for him anymore.
Who goes first, the coach or the quarterback?
The coach. I mean, Gino. I don't think that Gino is the issue. I think that the scheming of this team is not great. What is Pete Carroll known for? Defense and running the ball, and he's not doing that.
The 10 interceptions that Geno Smith has is killing. It's killing fantasy.
Yeah, that hurts too.
It's killing.
It is, but that's also a scheme thing, right? That's people aren't getting. They're not scheming players open. And if you have to throw in a double coverage every single time, that's not really a quarterback thing. I guess if you make decisions in a bad way, but if you're having to throw in a double coverage, or if you're having to, it sucks that you're missing your best player right now, right? Your best receiver is out. Bowers is out. Your best player is out, and that definitely hurts you. Myers has to step up. Players have to step up here in this. Tet, man, or not Tet.
Trey Tucker.
Trey Tucker, dude, he's been awesome, and I picked him up in a league, and I got laughed at. I spent a bunch of fab on him, dude, but he's been the best flex player you could start every single week. He's giving you 11 points, 11 points.
He's wide. It's funny you said 11. He's wide receiver 11, but he does have that 34.5.
Yeah, but he's he's very consistent. Every single week you can rely on 11 points from him.
15. So, he got 15.9 and 16.6 the last 2 weeks. He's been good.
If you're in my flex every single week and you can give me a bottom line 11 points,
I'm looking at Genty. I was looking at Genty. My bad.
The last 2 weeks, I think it was 11 or 12. It depends on your scoring, but he's just been reliable enough to be your
you're right.
Every single week flex player.
Yep, he's only had 2 games.
Fill-in, wide receiver 2 fill-in. If you can give me 11 points as a guy who can get me in a bye week, and I can rely on you to give me. We talk about consistency. That's consistent.
All right.
And maybe it's just because of Bowers right now, but
let's jump over to the Chargers. They're 4-2. Omarion Hampton, we got news that he may be out more than just the 4 weeks. So with that being said, we could touch on Kamani Vidal. We know that he had a big week last week. You think it's fool's gold, or do you think
you can think, right? You can kind of think this kind of happens from time to time, right? When all of a sudden a player comes in, right, and teams didn't really scheme for that player, and all of a sudden, boom, they have a great week. Not enough film on the player in the NFL or something. It just happens from time to time where all of a sudden a player goes off. Opportunity, right? We talk about that in fantasy football. Yeah. If you pick this player up, opportunity is there. If you need a guy fill in and they go off, then you played the opportunity in your favor. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. I think Vidal has flashed enough, and I think he can continue this. He is on a team with a coach that does very well with running backs, so there is that as well. But I think it's Vidal's job to lose.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to say this. I would temper expectations. He did go against the Miami Dolphins last week. He did average, he averaged 7 yards a carry, 124 yards. He did get the 3 catches for a touchdown. This upcoming week, he goes against Indianapolis. So I wouldn't expect a 22-point fantasy game, but he might be able to give you a 10 to 14 point floor. We'll see. And these D has been real good, especially against the run. And then the following couple of weeks, he's got Minnesota and Tennessee. So those are 2+ matchups as far as I'm concerned with as running backs go. So if you spent money on Vidal, I guess you're probably pretty happy. But I would temper expectations this week though, for sure. Pete, you got any thoughts on the Chargers?
I mean, if you have Ladd McConkey, you should be happy. He is stepping up. He's starting to come into his own. He's scoring. I mean, he's fast. I didn't realize how fast he is. He can get down. And I love the Chargers. I love the way they're being coached and the way that they're playing. They got some things they need to clean up, but fantasy-wise, if you got Ladd McConkey, and like you said, you guys about Vidal, I mean, you got to be real happy. I'll tell you, there's somebody that's really happy about the Vidal opportunity, and that's Greg Kellogg. He loves him.
We know Quentin Johnson got the hamstring injury. He's already so we're going on week 7. So we're not sure if he's going to miss more time.
He's only missed the 1 week. And
I'm reading he has a decent shot to return this week. We got to see how he does with practice.
Wait, before we move on, hey JC, you want to tell me that you were wrong about Quentin Johnson?
Right, Rico, shout out Rico, shout out Rico.
No, dude, yeah. I mean, last year I was off him. This year, man, I was on him in best ball, but not in fantasy. So yeah.
Round 16, he was basically free. Round 15.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. He went from drop city to
he got Stickum.
It's Amon-Ra St. Brown's dad. He came at him, was just, I don't know if you guys know who Amon-Ra St. Brown's dad is.
Yeah.
Professional bodybuilder. And I don't know, you know, the story, but back in the day, his dad would make him do, I think it was 2,000. How many catches was it? It was a crazy amount. And he's just like, there was a player on the field that he played with as a kid. And his dad asked him, because the kid had one of those machines that shoot the football out, you know, and you catch it. And he asked him how many catches he does a day. And I think it was like 2,000. It was a big number. And then his dad's like, well, you're going to do 2001. You know, and it's just like, so every day or like once a week, I can't remember what it was, but it's like crazy. Like he would just go out there and boom, boom, boom. Like, and if you go out there and look, that's what's crazy the other day when he dropped this crazy easy pass the other day. Amon-Ra St. Brown was like, your dad's going to kill you.
Yeah, they're going to have some terrible arthritis in their hands when they get older.
Oh, man. Yeah, you just got to get that machine, man. Get out there and catch. Practice catching. That's your job. Your job is to catch the ball just like a kicker. Your one job is to kick field goals. Just kick it through the uprights. Catch the ball. That's your job.
I'm going to give a brief rundown on the Kansas City Chiefs, and then I'll just ask you guys one question about the Chiefs, and then we'll move on to the NFC.
The referees are on their side.
No, I don't like them.
So, real quick, Patrick Mahomes looks real good this year.
Yes, about
fantasy points. I think he's a top 5. I won't say 3 because, well, maybe. But definitely top 5 fantasy QB the rest of the year. The running back room just cannibalizes each other. Kareem Hunt gets the touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco gets all the dirty carries, and Brashad Smith gets his 3 to 4 targets per game. Wide receiver room. This is the question I want to ask you guys.
Juju's out.
Which wide receiver is going to take a backseat with Rashee Rice coming back? Is it going to be Tyquan Thornton? Is it going to be Hollywood Brown? Well, Juju's out, so they still have Xavier Worthy. One of them is going to not be fantasy. One of them you're not going to be able to trust anymore.
Probably Brown. I don't know. Thornton has definitely stepped up, and I think that Patrick Mahomes kind of sees that in younger players. If they can step up and catch the ball, they're going to be on his radar. And Thornton's has done that. He's somebody that I was like.
I thought this too, JC. But then last week, Thornton was on the field for 19. He did wind sprints. He got 1 target, no catches, and Hollywood Brown had 2 touchdowns. So
that's weird to me.
Are they going to be just a flip flop? Are they going to? It's whoever, is that going to be a cannibalize? Like they're going to cannibalize each other, and then Rashee Rice and Worthy are going to be okay. I mean, Worthy seems to be.
Well, Worthy and Rashee Rice are going to be fine. I think they're going to both be fine. I mean, they're both very dependable, and they both have their. Xavier Worthy. I mean, everyone on this team is fast as hell. So that's the whole point of this team is they built it to be fast, and they're all going to have that kind of opportunity to run deep routes, and then you have guys that are going to go in and cut across. So to me, Xavier Worthy and Rice are safe. Both of them are safe. I think to me it sucks to see if Thornton actually takes a cut. It really sucks because he was developing into be something really special.
Juju is not out. Juju is not out. I think he just got knocked out. That's what he was talking about.
Juju is going to be knocked out with
of the rotation
coming back. That's what I think. Which sucks because I have him in like King's Classic. So
it's going to be interesting to see because Rice is going to come back. He's not going to get a heavy load of the snaps. They're going to.
I don't know, slowly. Man. He's been resting. He's not like he was injured. He was healthy.
I know, but you got to think about it like Andy Reid's not that type of coach. Well, you were suspended for doing something stupid, and I'm just going to let you play. These guys have been playing. These guys have been playing their butts off. Thornton stepped up. I mean, Juju Smith is still there. I mean, it's going to be difficult. Hollywood Brown is safe. Yeah, he leads the team in receptions and receiving yards, and I believe touchdowns. But I would think this is gonna sound crazy, but I've said crazier things. Juju Smith, I think he's gonna be the odd man out.
Juju and probably I think Tyquan Thornton too is going to becoming too inconsistent to start and in shallow bench leagues he could probably cut bait.
No,
I hate to say it, but yeah. All right, let's move on to the NFC. We'll start with the NFC East. The Eagles are at the top of the division, 4-2, but they're on a 2-game losing streak and looking miserable. The Commanders 3-3, one game losing streak. They lost Jaden Daniels for a couple of weeks, but he is back. Dallas Cowboys 2-3-1. New York Giants 2-4, but they just inherited a bright spot at quarterback. He's looks great in my opinion. I think that the Giants' future is bright. Pete, go ahead. Tell us about Cam Scatterboo.
Cam Scatterboo, if you don't have him, trade for him. Give up everything you got for him.
All right, I'm trading him. I'm trading them for you. I'll trade you. Give me everything, dude. I'll take it.
When's he gonna? I keep wondering when's he gonna get hurt? Like I always.
That's what I keep hearing. He's gonna get hurt.
No, I don't think so though. I don't think so. But you just the way he plays, you just keep saying it to yourself. When's he gonna?
He reminds me a little bit of Mike Allstott, but faster.
Somebody made a post. I don't know who it was. They were like, "What happens if Cam Scatterboo has to go to the blue tent? How are the doctors going to be able to tell if he has a concussion?"
They're not.
It's true. It's so true, though.
Are you not nervous that Cam Scatterboo is going to go in, score a touchdown, do a backflip, and tear his MCL?
I mean,
I guess it's not out of the realm, Jason.
That could happen getting out the bed.
No, he does that every time he scores a touchdown. Are you not afraid that it's going to happen one time? It can. I mean, if I'm the head coach, you're telling me I'm going stop doing backflips, but you can't stop Scatterboo. He's never going to stop. That dude has one level, and it's 1,000.
Right? Be like, dude, lick the goalpost or something. Do something.
Dude,
do something.
Kid probably licked so many pink chips as a kid. No joke, dude.
No more backflips. Yeah.
Nice. But it is what it is, man. He just if you watch this kid play, though, he does not stop. There were guys out there that were literally having to try to pile drive him. Like Like literally, like they were picking him up and trying to. He does not have an off button.
So the only pass catcher I'm comfortable playing is Wan'Dale Robinson. I think Slade.
He's good, really good.
Theo Johnson at tight end, but I wouldn't rely on him as an every week starter unless you're really struggling at tight end. He is a red zone target, but I think he is touchdown dependent for sure. Weeks where he doesn't get you a touchdown, he's going to give you 5 points. So it's just one of those things. Scatterboo, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jackson Dart. They got Denver coming up. I'm not. I'm not worried about Jackson Dart's fantasy production there. I think he's got a floor just based on his rushing upside.
Him and Scatterboo, man, they make me nervous.
Yeah.
They're both going to get hurt this year. I love him as a quarterback, dude, but he just does not make smart decisions when he's running the ball.
He'll learn.
They both play like they're still in college, and that is dangerous in this league.
Drake May learned right away. He got his head clocked one game, and he had to miss a week. So
we watched him get his head clocked twice in one game. Like, come on, like he was in the blue tent.
Yeah, but he came back out
and then started running with his head again. Like, come on, stop.
Maybe they like the blue tent. I don't know. Maybe there's something in that blue tent nobody knows about.
Smelling salt.
The smelling salts.
So
they can't get it before the game.
This one is for Sniper Mel and me, I guess, to an extent, because I wasn't buying it either, and I'm still not all the way sold that he's going to have a disappointing season the rest of the year, but it's looking like right now that the curse of 370 is a thing. Like Saquon is not producing Saquon or RB1 numbers. The whole offense seems to be kind of sputtering because of it. I feel like Dallas Goedert is the only one being out producing their draft costs. The defenses know to take away the wide receivers. They know to stack the line, make sure Saquon doesn't get into the second level. And Jalen Hurts has been relying on Goddard as a safety valve. And really seems to be the only. I mean, Devonta Smith has been pretty consistent too. He gives us a little bit of a floor, but he doesn't get in the end zone. Like he doesn't get it into the end zone enough. But
I think the Eagles have been found out. I think their offense have been found out. They're easy to be stopped now. I'm actually excited to come out of the bye week as a Viking and go against the Eagles this week.
Mel, I'm still optimistic. I think Saquon gets out of it at some point, and I say it's when the games really start to matter for Philadelphia. We might see Saquon. It's because of crybaby Smith and Brown. Now, I think a lot of it has to do with a little bit has to do with that, but I think that the Eagles will go back to what they really need to do to win football games when the games matter more. I'm thinking that they might just be playing it safe with him. I don't know. The offense is just struggling right now, and it's
the tush push, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, when they did that if you go back and watch those plays, the offensive line jumps off sides almost every time.
Hey, I think after this season, it gets banned. After them, what they did right there when they did it was 3-4 times in a row. It's got to get banned.
Someone's gonna get hurt. I mean,
it's the offsides. Yeah, it's the offsides.
It's the
false start. The false start. That's what I meant.
It's so hard to catch quick, but if they went back and you have the commentators saying stuff about it,
yeah. Yeah. Washington Commanders, we've seen Luke McCaffrey been inconsistent, but I feel like they're trying to get him involved.
On special teams as well. So that's a plus if you have him.
Him and Jalen Lane, two people to just keep an eye on. They might be worth stashes in deep leagues. If you have a short bench, just keep an eye on them. They might be worth picking up at some point. I feel like they're trying to get them involved into the offense. I think Ja'Cory Crosby Merritt is the RB to own here. I mean, yeah, he's a little bit touchdown dependent, but if anybody's going to get into the end zone, I feel like it's going to be him. And
McNichols didn't look bad a couple plays.
McNichols is like he's primarily the pass catching back.
They need him if it's a desperate first down. He kind of bring him in for that.
If you're a owner, or even if you're a Commanders fan, but if you have Jaden Daniels, you should have a little bit of a worry. Your quarterback throws an interception, and he's sitting on the bench laughing it up, goes back out there and can't move the ball, and he goes back on the bench and he's laughing it up. I mean, this kid, for some reason, is not tuning into the game and not paying attention to what he should be doing.
Are we getting another Kyler Murray?
Debo is wide receiver 8. He's been a pleasant surprise. I have him in quite a few spots. I started drafting him into July into August and late August. He started to drop in drafts. So that's when I jumped on him. I'm glad I have some shares. He is the wide receiver 8 in PPR. He's given us 15.7 points per game. He's got 3 receiving touchdowns, 34 catches, 315 yards. Just going game by game, 22.6, 17.4, 4.9, 20.1, 23.6 PPR. And last week he was quiet. He only had 4 catches for 15 yards against the Bears, 5.4 points. He does have pretty decent upcoming matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. So I would expect a bounce back game from Debo this week. Start him with confidence. And we'll move on to the NFC North division. JC, you want to go ahead and plug the black and blue real quick? You want?
Yeah. So every Thursday at noon Eastern time, we have a fun little 15 to 20 minute segment that drops every week, covering the NFC North. Myself covering the Vikings. Iggy covers the Packers. We've got Greg Kellogg who covers the Lions, and then Andy Behrens, formerly of Yahoo. He is covering the Bears. So it's a fun little segment. We just talk a little bit about our teams. Obviously, we each follow the teams very well, so we get a little bit of insight from each of us of the teams that we cover. And then also a little bit of fantasy football insight as well. So it's just kind of fun. And sometimes we throw in some bets. Sometimes we just, over-under calls, talk about score. But, yeah, you'll get a little in-depth things. I always cry about my team. So, you'll get that.
So this division, every single team has a winning record. The Packers 3-1-1, Lions 4-2, Vikings 3-2, Bears 3-2. So the best
division in the NFC. So that's what it is.
Bear fan Pete, why don't you tell us about your Bears?
I mean, so I'm loving the Bears offense, and there are some problems. If you have DJ Moore,
they're on a hot streak, bro. They're on a hot streak.
They're my favorite team in the division.
But DJ Moore had to stay in the hospital in Washington last night.
Yeah, that sucks.
So it's a groin issue. So everybody knows that in football, groin issues can be a big problem. Yeah. So we just lost Jalen Johnson a couple weeks ago for a groin issue, and he's out for the season. So I would, if you're looking for somebody out there, Luther Burden, it's time for him to step up. He was a second-round pick. He should have been a first-round pick. Pick him up. Caleb Williams is playing well. He's throwing the ball with some precision. He's not turning it over, which is really big. Turnovers are the biggest mistake in the NFL. So, and DeAndre Swift, he's playing great, but but what's his name? Kyle Monangai.
Monangai, yep.
if you didn't watch last night's game, he had one of his best games. And actually, it was his best game. So I expect them to get them more involved. Monangai to get more involved. So there's 2 players right there you can pick up. Luther Burden and Monangai. Look for them, and if you got any of the defensive players, I mean, other than the turnovers, don't grab them. They can't stop the run. JC Vikings.
Oh, so here's my thought on the Vikings. The defense has been an issue. I mean, they've been great, but we're missing some extremely big players. So Van Ginkel's had a neck injury. He came in to play with the Vikings, and he's kind of always had that neck injury. But right now, it's kind of been really bothering him, and he's been out pretty much all season. He had 2 games he played, and in those 2 games, I mean, he had 2 sacks. So when he's in, he's a huge disruptor. We've also been missing Blake Cashman, and he's our green dot player. So him being there in the middle of the field is missing. We've had Ivan Pace take that over, and I'm going to tell you right now, Ivan Pace has the most missed tackles in the NFL right now. So that is very bad for the person who plays with the green dot. It really affects your defense. So we're really, really hoping that with Blake Cashman now, he should be back this next week, coming out of the bye. That should really help our team get back into what it needs to be on defense. The offense. We have some of the best wide receivers in the NFL. I mean, I would say right now in our division, it's not crazy to say the Bears might be. Now losing DJ Moore, that might hurt a little bit, but yeah, I think that's crazy. NFC North probably has some of the best receivers, besides Green Bay, because they're all kind of B players. But
I concur.
We'll leave that for a little bit later. But having these players, who do we start at quarterback, right? JJ McCarthy was hurt. Carson Wentz has been the guy. Everyone says Carson's been sufficient enough. I would say I beg to differ. I think that Carson Wentz has just been a backup quarterback that's been okay. He underthrows a lot. If you actually go in and look at what Carson Wentz does, we do not win that game in London without Jordan Addison. Like, Jordan Addison has to come back to catch that and then turn around to stretch out to get into the end zone. Like, he threw that so far behind him, and there is so many of those plays. If you look at the interceptions, happen because he is underthrowing players. Wentz is not the starter. I heard Jared Allen, Hall of Famer Jared Allen now go out and say he thinks that Wentz should be the starter. He's been the guy. He's doing well, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't figure out if JJ McCarthy is the player of your future right now, after you've already been playing him, then what the hell are we doing? Why did you draft him so high? He needs to play now. And if you can't figure out if he's the guy or not, then we need to get rid of Kevin O'Connell. Then that's a bad decision making. But I think that Kevin O'Connell is going to make the right decision. He's going to play JJ, and he's going to be like, he needs to play. You have so much talent around this kid to succeed, and if this line is now healthy with the players coming back after the bye, and they are actually now all playing together, then I think that we can see a little bit of sunshine, from these cloudy days. From his, he's only had one great quarter, right? That fourth quarter in that second game, or was it the week 1? But he had that really great quarter. But what are we talking about with Wentz? One great drive. That's not a quarter. That's one great drive. Okay, cool. I want to see more than that. I want to see JJ McCarthy, develop. And if he can't be that guy, then you know what? We move on. That's what you got to do. It's the NFL. So this team has played really well with what, they've been pretty decimated. if you looked at them in week 2, they were worse than I think when the Bears were destroyed, or the Lions even, with how bad they were at one point. But yeah, the Vikings are pretty well off for how bad their team has, been hurt. So I'm just hoping they come out of this bye week and make good decisions.
Nice. All right, so let's jump to the Green Bay Packers. I'm gonna go right. Nice. I'm gonna go right to the wide receiver room, and we're getting a lot of more of the same as last year. They're spreading it around. I'm looking at the targets for the year. Romeo Dubes, 28.
Dubes is the best player.
Matthew Golden with 19. Dontavian Wicks with 18. Those are the wide receivers. Tight end Tucker Kraft. He's been the fantasy football darling for the Packers. If he was going in the double-digit rounds, and he is a tight end one for sure. He's got 21 targets, 18 catches, 3 touchdowns, 268 yards. Josh Jacobs actually has 19 targets as well.
He's the best player on the team.
They're involved everybody in the offense. They're probably the most balanced offense there is as far as target share goes.
Besides the Patriots.
Yep, Dubes and Kraft have all the touchdowns. They got 7 touchdowns between the two of them. Dubes got 4, Kraft got 3. Jaden Reed has 1, but we know he's out for quite some time. Christian Watson comes off the PUP list on the 19th. Where do you think? Where do you think he fits in, or is he just going to? He does. He's going to get on the field.
That's where he fits.
When's the last time he played with the team? Even in practice.
Yeah. Mel says Golden.
Yeah, Golden's great, man, but he's that speed guy. He's got some great catches, but.
Yeah, Packers are, they're still good.
It's a solid team, man. If you got, Jacobs has been absolutely ridiculous.
But they got a tie.
Yeah, the tie.
They got a tie.
Hey, they're first place in the division, but
but you got a tie. Everybody knows what a tie's like.
Matthew Golden has given us. You gave us 13.2 points last week, 11.3 the week before that, 10.1. He's got to get in the end zone. He has yet to get in the end zone. So I think that's the only thing that's holding him back from being a pretty good flex play going forward.
He said Watson fits in the blue tent. It's good, Josh. That's good stuff.
Hey, that was good. That was good. No, that was good. that was perfect.
Nice. Josh Jacobs is a beast. He's been he's been consistent there. RB1 for sure. Jordan Love, not so much the greatest fantasy quarterback, but he's getting the job done, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me see where he's at as far as he's where is he? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, he's down there.
Yeah, good quarterback too.
In Superflex leagues, yeah. I guess he's serviceable in Superflex leagues.
By a weak player.
Yeah, he's quarterback 13, I believe. 5, 6, 7. No, quarterback 16. Quarterback 16. So yeah.
Well, if we're gonna talk about, she said Micah Parsons.
Right. Talk about
IDP leagues. He is nothing. He gets you no points. He gets you 6 to 8 points a week.
The guy I have is pretty good. From Green Bay. I don't even know. Is it Walker? Let me look it up.
Walker.
No, I don't think it's Walker. Let me see who it is. I'm looking at my. I
don't think Quay.
Just ask Mel. She's our cheat sheet for. Hey,
talking about Quay.
I think it's Quay. Quay Walker. That's his name. Quay Walker.
Yeah, he's been really consistent every year.
Beast for them.
I have him on my FF7s team, which is actually doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's By the way, I'm 5-1 in FF7s.
He's tearing it
I'm
up.
four.
I'm first loss this week. That's pretty good.
I'm 4-2, but I'm averaging like 230, 240 points a week.
I just lost this week.
I'm doing terrible this year.
Last year I wasn't even like. I think I was like Owen, just terrible.
Let's move on. Move on to the Lions. Jamison Williams has been fucking disappointing this year. He did have he did get in the end zone finally this week. He scored in week 1 and he scored last week. He's going to continue to be that inconsistent boom or bust play. I don't know if you can start him. I don't know when you would start him or how you would go about that. Maybe if like you have no other options and you have to play him type of deal, or maybe he's got a Monday night game and you're down by like 21 points and you have this guy that gets you a constant 10 to 12 points, and then you have JMO who might come out of nowhere with 2 touchdowns. You plug him in for the upside play. Other than that, I don't know how you can feel confident starting him. Monra St. Brown is underrated, man. People were taking Brian Thomas Jr. over him. People were taking Nico Collins over him. People were taking Drake London over him. And but my point is, nobody's bringing a more consistent floor than St. Brown. So I think he got a little disrespected in 2025 drafts. He was falling out of the first round. He was going in, sometimes as late as pick like 14 in 12-team leagues.
Okay, Mel. That's not hard to do. Not saying a lot.
Do you guys have any thoughts on the Detroit Lions? I mean, it's pretty much been, they've picked up right where they left off last year. I don't think they're missing Ben Johnson all that much.
No, I mean, they lost how many coaches and they're still rolling. So, I mean, they just keep doing it. They got I don't know if it's about the coaches. I mean, when you got a general manager that can bring you in a bunch of freaking players that can play well, that's all you need. Just have to have a good coach to coach them.
The running backs are just off the charts, both of them, Gibbs and Montgomery. You can't stop them. They're probably the best tandem in the NFL.
Sam Laporta, tight end 7 total points, PPR. He's a little further down. You think he's tight end 11 or tight end 10 in points per game. So if you factor in the bye weeks, but he's doing better than I thought he would do this year. He's a little bit more consistent than last year. He's given us 3 games.
But he was injured last year.
Yeah. And a little bit. Yeah. So I think Laporta's tight end 1 going forward. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. Of course, you're playing them every week. Montgomery either as an RB2 or a flex. There's not much really you could say about Detroit. Obviously, they do better at home. Jared Goff, you can start at home. Otherwise, he's a QB2 on the road, in my opinion. So we'll move on. We got 2 divisions left.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys finish these 2. My computer's about to die.
All right. As I say, I want to bang them out fairly quick too. I'm on the East Coast.
3% left on my computer.
I'm on the East Coast over here. All right, JC.
I'm at 18. So yeah,
I'm gonna pop in the chat so I can at least hop in and get the conversation, keep rolling. But I've got 3%, so I'm gonna die.
Nice. All right. Thanks for joining us, JC.
It's been fun.
Have a good night, brother.
Later.
Pete, NFC South.
I quit. I'm just kidding.
We can't go. Let's at least knock them out fairly quickly.
Let's knock it out. Look at the Buccaneers. They are probably the best team in the NFC. Baker Mayfield. If you have Baker Mayfield, congratulations. He is doing everything that he can possibly do as a quarterback to win. He's throwing touchdowns. He's losing receivers to injuries. He's still making it happen, and he's running the ball. And I love it. can't say enough about them.
Remember when Tampa Bay had too many wide receivers?
Yeah, right.
I said that the other night too on my show. Last night, Tampa Bay. McMillan at the beginning of the year. Mike Evans with the hamstring. Godwin come back, and now he's back out. He's already been ruled out this week. Is there any wide receiver in particular you like this week, or Cade Otton gets a bump, right? Cade Otton,
right? Obviously, yeah, he'll get the bump, but I think I was just watching this earlier on the NFL Network. They were talking about that, and they were saying that this kid, let me make sure I say this right, Ryan Miller is going to have to step up. And he has one touchdown on the season, one catch, 20 yards. That's it. And so it's going to be really interesting on what they're going to do on how they line up without all their players. I mean, Shepard, maybe.
Sterling Shepard is probably the safest floor play. I'm guessing. I went over the snap. I'm gonna go over the snap the snap share from this past week's game, and for wide receivers real quick, we have Tez Johnson had 38 total snaps. He was on the field for 22 passing plays. Sterling Shepard, 26 total snaps. So Tez was actually on the field more than Sterling Shepard, but they did both play the same amount of passing plays. Ryan Miller, 13 snaps, 3 pass plays. Cameron Johnson, 26 total snaps, 12 pass plays. So it's Tez Johnson and Sterling Shepard. Cade Otton was on the field more than any other pass catcher with 53 total snaps. He also ran the most routes with 25, not by much. Tez Johnson had 22. Sterling Shepard had 21. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I really trust anyone to put in my fantasy lineup, but I'm thinking maybe Tez Johnson would be the only one that I'm looking to take a flyer on.
Yeah, he's got 6 receptions for 112 and a touchdown. So that's at 18 yards average. That's really good.
And Rashad White has been great with Bucky Irvin out. He was one of my favorite handcuffs to target this year. I'm a big Rashad White truther, over 50 receptions every year he's played. We know that he can handle a 3-down role if Bucky were to miss time. And Bucky, I believe, has already been ruled out. So I think it's Rashad White again. So, yeah, and Baker's been making it work. So let's jump to the Atlanta Falcons. I called this one last night on my show. Was my bold prediction. They were going to beat Buffalo, and they did. And they were going to do it with Bijan dominating on the ground. Drake London also had a monster game. Crazy first half. He had 28 fantasy points in the first half. And that was with the touchdown being, with him going out of bounds at the 3-yard line. If he scores that touchdown, he would have had 35 points in the first half. Absolutely insane. We love this offense for fantasy football. It's a consolidated offense. Bijan, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Donald Mooney was out. Michael Penix is doing good enough. So that's pretty much,
Algiers too. He had a touchdown on 10 carries.
Yep. He's carved out a low end flex bye-week filler. So if he's available in your leagues, I would definitely add him. I mean, he might not be available, but in the off chance he is, if you play in short benches, you need, or if you're a Bijan owner, I mean, but I don't see Bijan getting hurt. But he did look pretty fatigued towards the end of that game. Not gonna lie. last night. So, Algier is definitely somebody you want to add if he's available. Jump to the Carolina Panthers. Rico Dowdle, absolute menace with Chuba Hubbard out. I think for sure he's carved a role out. I think that there is a chance that he could be the starter going forward. It's either I see it playing out two ways. I see them either rolling with Rico until he cools off, or they work in Chuba and it's a 50-50 split. And if Chuba just isn't effective, I could see them immediately going back to Rico Dowdle. So there is two scenarios, I think, where Rico Dowdle is going to be the RB1 of that team, and have more of the snap share, more of the carries than Chuba. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it plays out going forward.
I'm with you on that. If you got Bryce Young as well, I mean, he's playing really good. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. If he can keep that up, and if you got Bryce Young, yeah, good for you. You start him because he's playing well. But also keep in mind, he played the Cowboys defense, and they are just really, really bad. So, I believe we are on
the Saints. So I'm hearing Alvin Kamara is unlikely to be traded. That's disappointing for me because I was actually drafting him this year with the anticipation that he was going to be traded to a friendly offense, fantasy friendly offense. Kendre Miller has been coming on. They're pretty much in a committee now. He's getting enough work to ding Kamara's ceiling. Kamara still got a nice floor with the pass catching, ability of the receptions, but he's not giving you those 25, 30-point games like he used to. He's more of a 10 to 16, 10 to 18-point guy now. If he gets in the end zone, great. If he doesn't, you get that 10 to 14 points. Chris Olave, big rumors surrounding him. I'm hearing Pittsburgh. I'm hearing more than just Pittsburgh, but I think I'm hearing Pittsburgh as the front runner to get Olave, from what I've seen on social media and just listening to other podcasts and other spaces and whatnot. You got any thoughts on the Saints?
No.
Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler. I mean, he was 20 for 26, 227 yards, no touchdowns. I'm not sure what to think of Spencer Rattler. I don't know which way to go with him because I'm not sure what the Saints are doing. I really last year I couldn't figure it out.
Iggy's in the house.
What's up, Iggy?
Appreciate you joining us. Appreciate everybody in the chat and everyone tuning in. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you're not subscribed to the Sports Affiliation. We're going to move on to the NFC West, knock out this last division so we can call it a night, Pete. 49ers, Seahawks, and Rams all tied with a 4-2 record. Cardinals down in the cellar, 2-4. I'll talk about the 49ers real quick. CMC has been awesome this year. If you took a chance on him and you drafted him, he's paying off big time. He's like a top 10 wide receiver with just his wide receiver numbers, not including his running back stats, which have been, subpar based upon his standards. He's been, less efficient, but regardless, he's still getting the job done. Kendrick Bourne with the chemistry with Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones looks better than Brock Purdy this year. It's easy to say that because Purdy's been hurt. But that's been a nice little connection. Kendrick Bourne, if you picked him up a couple of weeks ago, he has delivered for you. Let me take a look at his numbers real quick. In the last 2 games, he's given us 5 catches for 142 last week on 9 targets against Tampa Bay. Against the LA Rams, he had 10 catches for 142. He had 142 yards in both games. What's that say? Taysom Hill is playing just enough to screw Rattler and Kamara out. Yeah,
that is true. That is true.
What's up? All right. Where was I? Oh, okay. So 19.2 PPR fantasy points last week, 24.2 PPR fantasy points the week before that. That is wide receiver 1 territory. You spent the fab on him. Good for you. We'll see how long it lasts. We know Ayuk will eventually return. Pearsall will eventually return. Juwan Jennings was practicing last week. I'm assuming he's going to play this upcoming week. They have Atlanta. Yeah, they got Atlanta this upcoming week. Kendrick Bourne definitely has been a nice rental piece.
That should be an interesting game. Is that in San Francisco or in Atlanta?
That's a good question. I just crossed off. Let me look. CMC is the RB2. It is at San Francisco.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's in San Francisco's favor, definitely.
Yeah, CMC 24.6 PPR fantasy points per game. What a beast. And he's only got 1 rushing touchdown. Imagine if his rushing numbers go up. Oh, he'll be up near that 30-point range again. Let's jump over. George Kittle's coming back too. So this is a team that could be a favorite to win this division.
Yeah, you start getting those pieces back. Yeah,
they've held it down. They're 4-2. They're right. I know it's a 3-way tie, but they're probably carrying the most momentum. Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold has looked real good, especially for fantasy. If you took him as a QB2 in Superflex leagues, he's coming clutch. I think if you paired him with the right quarterback, you have a nice quarterback combination. Go ahead, Pete.
I believe what I was watching earlier, they said the past few weeks, Sam Darnold has the second most passing yards in the NFL. That is crazy to say that. He has the second most with Seattle. It's AJ Barner and I'm gonna catch everything JSN. That's just wild. So if you got anybody on the Seattle's offense, good for you, especially if you got JSN or Sam Darnold.
Nice. I like it. Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet completely cannibalizing each other. Charbonnet is getting more run than Kenneth Walker, despite just running the football into the line and averaging right around 3 yards per carry. I don't know what's going on with that run. I think that they need to go back to using just one. I think the committee isn't. I don't know. I mean, I know they're 4-2, but
they want to make both of them happy. But yeah, that's not always how it's going to work out.
It's killing your fantasy. Both of them are killing your fantasy.
For fantasy purposes, what the hell's wrong with you, Seattle?
LA Rams. We know Puka got hurt. He's probably going to miss 2 weeks at least. I'm expecting Devontae Adams to get double-digit targets. Whether or not he's productive with them or not, but because he did have 9 targets but only 4 catches this past week. It was either 4 or 5 catches, but the fact that he had that many targets that weren't completed passes tells me that maybe defenses are going to now double him, and he'll get the volume, but it's going to be I'm still confident in him. We were all drafting him for his contingent upside were Puka to miss time. So, that was baked into his draft cost where he was going early in the 3rd round or early to mid 3rd round in single quarterback leagues. Kyron Williams has been pretty good.
Yeah.
He's been getting in the end zone.
He's going to get you your consistent points. And I think with Puka, going out, they're going to rely on him a little bit more.
Right, and I think Tyler Higbee gets a boost too, tight end.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Jordan Whittington? Do you think he's worth a speculative ad?
I mean,
in
yeah,
deeper leagues.
Yeah, I mean, if he's there, it's more of something you want to monitor more than start him.
I think I agree. This might be more of like a prop betting situation.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe you go for the longest reception or over 30, over 40 yards.
Just something out of nowhere.
Yeah. Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray is having, he's struggling. They lost James Conner. That's got a lot to do with their record, I think, not having him there. DeMarcado, Michael Carter, Bam Knight, they're all, they're not James Conner. So Trey McBride has looked awesome. He's been a constant. He's been consistent. I do say, though, that second round Trey McBride isn't giving you an edge. I think it's maintaining you. When you take that early premium tight end, you want to be dominating over the rest of the tight end field. You want to make it so that he's giving you like a 5 to 10 point, 5 to 8 point or whatever average, advantage average per week. And I don't think he's quite there. He is consistent though. But, you gave up a premium wide receiver or a premium running back. Like some people will pick in Trey McBride over Jonathan Taylor. So that alone tells me that McBride is not really paying off. Like he doesn't give you an edge.
Yeah.
You'd have to have a Buka or a Quentin Johnston and like hit on those mid to late round wide receivers, a Michael Pittman maybe. And even if you have those guys, 2 of them are hurt now. So, now you're dealing with that. Bye weeks are coming up. So I think Trey McBride builds are going they're not fulfilling what they should have been fulfilling. Best way I can say it. And that, you got any other thoughts on the Cardinals? Marvin Harrison?
So what I would take from the Marvin Harrison, it's a concussion. He's gonna be out. Let's see how he does when he comes back. To me, he's just been a disappointment so far. But it's a lot on Kyler Murray. He's just not playing up to par. So
yeah, I agree. It's a quarterback issue 100%. And that's it, man. We got through pretty much every team, every player. This was good. I'm glad it went well. I thought it was awesome. JC, me and you, we needed this. Talking ball with you guys. I'm glad we can get you on the camera again, Pete.
Yeah.
We got to get you on. I'll put you in for maybe like, I don't know, another three weeks down the line or something. Or, if you want to make your plug, throw in the plug, you're going to be taking over the waiver wire videos, right? I believe that's new news.
I am. I will be coming in, trying to take some waiver wires, some shorts, maybe 5 to 10 minute video coming soon. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work hard on it for all of you.
Nice. Good to see, Pete.
Joe?
Want to thank the audience, everybody who tuned in on the live chat. Josh, appreciate you joining us in your support, man. Sniper Mel, Gina. Who else was in here tonight?
Thanks, Josh.
Iggy popped in.
Yeah.
I said Iggy Pop. The professor.
Oh yeah, the professor was in her giving us some great stuff. Albert. I mean,
yeah.
Wendy, Gina. we had a lot.
Nice. Again, if you're not subscribed to the Sports Affiliation, definitely do that. We got shows every night, pretty much, sometimes more than one. Doing good things all season. I say it every week. Next week, I think I have Rachel Tootsie Pop coming on, and I'm going to see if I can add another guest to that. But I think Rachel's a definite. She told me to pencil her in. So you guys can count on that. Pete, thank you again.
No problem.
We're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Everybody have a good night.
Joe, you have a good night, and thank you for having me.
No problem, brother. Go easy.